not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at us. This is your boy Big Vern in the building, coming to you once again from App Stupid Studios. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way, helps the channel. First segment, we talked some Ohio State. They need to fire Ron Day. Then we just got through talking about Coach Prime and how he needs to be in the college playoff, but I don't think that the committee will they'll put him there if he's not going to be in the Big 12 championship game. So we go from that to Louisville versus Kentucky. And for people who are unfamiliar with this side of the country, Louisville, L1C4 for life. Rest in peace, Big John. Louisville was always looked at as Kentucky's little brother. And the rivalry goes in basketball all the way back to Louisville had defeated Kentucky in an NCAA tournament, I want to say 79. But that game is big in the state of Kentucky because it's pretty much one of those games where nothing is going on. Everybody is quiet and everybody is in the house looking for this to pop off. The football, that didn't become a thing until Snellenberger had taken the Cardinals to a couple of bowl games. At that point, Jeff Brom was playing his high school football in Louisville, and he played his college ball at Louisville, went to the pros, then came back to coach, prodigal son, yada, yada, yada. This game was, oh, wow. I did not see this coming, and they put the shellacking on Kentucky. And this has not been a good year for Marky Mark and the Dummy Bunch down in Lexington. The embarrassing losses to South Carolina at home. They put up a good fight against Georgia. They almost pulled that thing out. They beat Ole Miss, but then they lose to Florida handedly. They got spanked against Texas. Louisville was just jumping up and down on what's left of their carcass. And then before the season, improper violations and recruiting, and they got stripped of all of that win season when they went to the bowl game with Psycho Will Levis. They had to give all of those wins back. Now they're paying for the losingest coach in the SEC with a very high contract. Give me a quick 20 from a rap album we're promoting this month. This is Big Vern. Drop the spot. Dun 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 dun. It's your boy Big Vern popping another rap album this month. Cordy, The Crossroads, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, Spotify. This album is fire. My personal favorites is 06 Dreamin', Summer Drop with Anderson .Paak. He also came back on the bonus track with 2 10s. Nothing Promised, Mad as What, All Alone, Never See It with Juicy J, Saturday Mornings with Lil Wayne, and many more. Cordy, in stores now, The Crossroads. Yeah, shout out to Cordy. I dig that album. And this is high praise for me because I've been listening to hip hop all my life. But if you go and you listen to Cordy, that album sounds a lot like Kanye West's College Dropout. And if it's got that kind of praise on it, trust me, it's really worth the wait. So go get that one. So when we last left off, we were talking about the shellacking Kentucky took at halftime. This thing was 21-0. I was just like, oh my God. This thing was 20-0 at halftime. And you would think Brom and the boys and Ron English, I've been very critical of Ron English, but I will tip my hat and I will give the devil his due because he's got 2 coordinators. So I know Ron English's name keeps getting popped up, but there's another guy who I forget offhand, and I put them in a segment. Go back and check the files. But those 2 dudes have been struggling defensively in the ACC because they should have beat Stanford. I am still like in shock about that one. Like, how did they lose that game to that team? Anyway, you thought that Brom and them would come out flat because Louisville has always been accused of starting slow. However, they did not. They did not. They kept the dogs going. They kept their foot on the necks of the Kentucky Wildcats, and Brom and them posted 14 points in that third quarter. Kentucky didn't do anything in the first quarter the first half of that game. Kentucky didn't do anything but give the Louisville Cardinals some exercise. And I guess they got the memo in the third quarter when they posted 7 points. But by that time, Brom was calling randos in the Louisville area to get their shoulder pads and get down to Lexington so they could throw some more touchdowns. That's how bad it was. Tyler saw, and we know he can play. He comes out of the game. They start putting in anybody. I didn't recognize this dude. Some of these guys look like they were created on an Xbox game or PS5 Madden Player One, and then you soup up this guy. He had a quarterback out there that was 6'5", and they was like, this guy wants to throw. I was like, cool. I started to call all the homies. Look, don't answer your phone. Brom is going to call. He's going to invite you down to Lexington to keep throwing touchdowns. This thing was over. And he slammed the door shut on just a horrible season for the Wildcat faithful. And if you follow Kentucky, where do you go from here? Because your offensive coordinator is making $2 million. Your defensive guy is making a lot of money. Then you have a guy who used to do some scouting for the Pittsburgh Steelers and everything else. You got him on staff, and none of it worked this year. None of it worked this year. And I saw mediocrity every time they hit the field. If Vandergriff is going to transfer, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back to Kentucky. Because who needs a second bite of a shit sandwich? Really? Really? Look, give me a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show, which is a rap album we promoting this month. Drop the spot. It's your boy Big Vern coming to you with another rap album we promoting this month. Cardo Got Wings, Made Man, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track is Thinking of Ways, Bankroll, Can't Stop, Never Too Much, with Seafood Sam, When You See Me, and Sibo Flow with Payroll Giovanni. Cardo Got Wings, Made Man, in stores now. Yeah, Cardo Got Wings. I love that album. So when we last left off, we were talking about Kentucky giving up, Kentucky being beat into submission. They got dog walked, shellacked, donkey smacked. You name it, it happened to them out there on that field. And Louisville just imposed their will. This was one of those beatings that's going to leave a bad taste in guys' mouths, because there was nothing sportsmanlike about Louisville hanging up 358 yards on an SEC defense. Yeah, the team that almost beat Georgia, Louisville smoked them 41-14. And they put 358 yards of rushing on the ground. Wow, 23 first downs. This game was played relatively clean by the Louisville Cardinals because they only had 3 penalties for 20 yards. So you combine that with the fact that they were all getting that sack lunch on Kentucky. 3 interceptions. They had them fumbling all over the place. Louisville held on to the ball for 35 minutes. Wow. They won this game in every facet that you can win a football game. And if you are part of that big blue faithful, you got to be thinking, hey, look, we need to change course and switch up and go a different direction, because this ain't working. Now, Mitch Barnhart has screwed over the Kentucky faithful, because Mitch has given Stoops, Marky Mark, and the dummy bunch over here, he's given that dude an extension where he's got all of this money tied up into him and his staff until 2030 or 2031, either one of those two. But he's so far away from his contract expiration, it's going to cost you more money to get rid of him. So I'm sorry, but Kentucky's going to have to suffer through this thing. It's not going to get any better. because the SEC is only going to get harder with these new teams like Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri. It's not going to get any better for them. And the fact that now Florida is starting to reemerge and reset themselves. LSU, they had a down year, but you can't depend on that next year. Vandy's coming along. I think Diego Pavia, he's good for football. This is his last year. So that thing's going to look like what? Okay. But then Tennessee just reloaded because they got a guy coming in and Faison Brandon, who we've covered on this show. They're talking about this dude is the next apparent big thing. So, yeah, he's going to enroll in Tennessee University. He's going to do that in January of next year. So January the 1st, shortly, 3 or 4 weeks from now. And if you're Kentucky now, what do? You're struggling. You're overpaying a guy who has the losingest record in the SEC right now. You're overpaying a coaching staff for mediocrity. And I just don't know where you're going to get those credible wins at, because this season was an abject failure. 4-8. And I said Kentucky wouldn't make it to 6 games to get a bowl game. I told people I don't need to see them winning 5 games. And you know what? I will receive that. Victory lap seen, victory lap taken. I told you all how this works. I cannot stop being right. I am the best in the world. And that's why you're here, because of the talent. Ding, 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 ding. But officially, like I said, I'm high on Brom. I'm a Brom bro all day long and twice on Sunday. I like him. Like I said, being in the area where I went to high school, he was a good high school guy then. Nice guy, nice family. Nothing bad to say about the guy. Shout out to Louisville for having an okay season. Louisville, 8-4. Still a good year, second year. Trying to get to those 10 wins is very hard. But congratulations nonetheless. L1C4 for life. And rest in peace, Big John. If you are a part of the Cardinal gang, Bird gang, gang, get in the comments. Let me know how you felt about the season. This is Big Vern. I'll be back.